Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Leila, the Lenormand reader, and I use the amazing Lenormand deck. Welcome to your weekly reading. We are doing a pyramid layout today with yet another new deck this year, and this is a French deck by a French lady, and it's called the Oracle Lumière d'Orient. So I'll talk about these new decks that I'm introducing. Like I said, I'll be doing deck reviews. The names on them are in French, and this lovely deck is inspired by the East, actually, Eastern culture. So we'll talk more about this in our deck review. Let's get into our weekly reading. Let's go ahead and start with you, Aries. Like I said, we're doing a pyramid. Let's see what is in store for you. Okay, Aries, here is your pyramid, and I think the cards might be a little bit busy, but I think the colors are lovely. So we have the scythe letter and house in the bottom, and we have the mountain and flowers, and in the top here we have the garden. So these are some pretty nice energies. I think they're bringing into the picture people and places. Let's start with the bottom. We have the scythe letter and house. So this can be some news that comes suddenly. It comes a little bit out of the blue, and I have to say that with the house, it's possible that there is a bit of a surprise element in this environment. I also wonder if maybe there is an element of leaving or separation, because the scythe is typically a card of change and release. So perhaps you announce a change, or perhaps a change is announced in this environment that is represented by the house. Now we have the mountain and flowers, and this is actually a really nice combination. The flowers is one of the brightest cards of the deck, and with the mountain, I suspect that you could be going back to a place, and because we also have the house and garden, the element of location and places is emphasized, Aries. So it is an opportunity to go back somewhere, to go to a place, and if it's not going back to a place you already know, then it might be a good idea to enjoy some good times abroad or in a different location. The garden, again, is a card of spaces and places, and it is very much a card of community, and we see it at the top of your pyramid. So it is in focus, and it has to do with connecting with others and going outdoors and being with people and enjoying this kind of connection. So these are really nice cards, and I have to say that now that we've gone over them, the scythe, I'm not sure if the scythe is so much about a separation. I think it's more about, well, it could be a separation from where you are to go to that place or that location abroad. But it is definitely a good idea to break out of your present environment. It's a good idea to get out there, and to be with people a bit more. And in a way, Aries, we do have a contrast between the house, which is a bit private, and the flowers, mountain, and garden, which are broader and more public, and they're sort of more outdoorsy. So really nice cards for getting out there and enjoying some fresh air, people, places, and having some fun in this way. The scythe with the mountain and garden is similar to what we saw. The mountain can sometimes be an obstacle, but with the scythe, it's very much about breaking through that and going into the garden. So again, I feel that you could be getting out of a bit of a sense of solitude and being willing to be more social and getting out there into the public. The house with the flowers and garden is lovely. These are great cards for celebrating with others and being with people, inviting or going to people's places, or just getting together. So again, we see a bit of a transition from the more private to the more public, and so there is that energy of getting out there. I have to say, Aries, that the cards are flexible in the sense that yes, they are social, but it could be in different contexts. It could be for work, in your personal life. I'm also thinking maybe family because of the house, and the mountain. Many of us have family in different locations in different parts of the world, so I'm wondering if it might be a good idea to reconnect and to maybe visit or have people visit. So let me know what you make of these cards. Let me know in what context they figure for you. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Thank you for tuning in. Very best of luck with the week. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's do this pyramid with this new and exciting deck. And let's see what is in store for you. Okay, Taurus, here is your pyramid and it's looking really bright. We also have a focus on people. I just saw that with Aries. And the cards are really bright. They're a bit busy. So let's go over the cards, what they are. These are the birds, the two birds, the child and the dog. And we have the lily and the sun and the snake. So the snake is a bit challenging, yeah, when it comes to people. It can be, it can bring up deception or, you know, something going on behind your back, but it could also be good advice for you to move away from certain types. And I think it might be the case right here, Taurus. So starting with the bottom row, we have the bird, child, and dog. And this is having conversation with a friend, or it could be that you are getting to know people, you are networking with people, and that's mainly because of the child, because it is a card of anything new. So it might be an opportunity this week to meet someone. Now the lily and sun, I have to say, is really bright for your life as a whole, for your work as a whole. You could be in a really good place. And then we have the snake at the top, which is really curious. I have to say these are really curious cards. It's a curious spread. But what comes to mind from these cards and the structure of the pyramid is that I think you're not really into this relationship. I don't think it's going to be, I don't think you're really interested, to be honest, Taurus. And I think you might find it, you might be happier just not being as social as you might have thought you would be. I'm not so sure you click. And I think with the snake, you sort of want to go off and do your own thing. And the thing about the lily and sun is that you're happy doing what you're doing. And yes, there could be opportunities to meet people or someone new comes into your life, but I think you're happier just paying attention to your work, your career, your lifestyle, maybe exercising, being healthy, and doing these nice things. Now, in different contexts, the cards can maybe take on a different nuance. I'm thinking, for example, at work, and the reason I'm thinking that is because we have the lily, which is often a card of career, and the dog can be employees or colleagues. So maybe there's someone new who joins the team, and it sounds like a nice person, you know, I think people are happy with this, but then we have the snake at the top. So the snake is really questionable with people, and I think in the context of work it's always better to be careful. So I wouldn't share too much. I would just be patient, you know, for this new person to fit, sort of, and I would just be busy with my own things. And obviously you're really successful, and so I think you know, you can just take care of your stuff. I also have to wonder, Taurus, if maybe there is a bit of envy here. So I think that could be another reason why you might guard yourself a bit better. The bird with the lily and snake is a bit tricky. Again, I suggest turning away, certainly move away from gossip and unhelpful conversations. And I would avoid sharing too much about what you do or other areas of your life. The dog with the sun and snake is also lovely. So again, I'm not really seeing such negative energy coming from this person, but there is the snake at the top here. So it might be preferable at this stage to just, you know, to create healthy boundaries, to avoid oversharing, and also to focus on your own thing. Of course, I have to make room for the possibility of someone who appears to be nice but isn't. So that's always something to keep in mind. And again, the cards can apply in different contexts, like I said. So you let me know, Taurus, how these cards figure for you, who this person was. And I'm really curious about the role of the snake in your situation. So please share if you're willing. Thank you for tuning in, as always. Very best of luck with the week. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's do this pyramid and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Gemini, here is your pyramid, and we have some okay cards. We do have the fox at the top and the coffin. So I have to wonder if this is about a person, because we also have the woman. So the cards are the woman and the stork and ship. And then we have the bear, which is a very cute panda in this deck, and the coffin and fox. So as you know, the fox is often tricky with people. It tends to represent someone who's a little bit not so genuine, a bit self-interested. It is also the card of jobs, so maybe there is a job prospect, but honestly, because of the coffin, it might be the opposite. It might be the end of a journey or a project. So in the bottom, we have the woman, stork, and ship. And this is very much a card of a line of movement. Often the stork and ship have to do with migration. So maybe there is someone who comes into your life, or perhaps someone leaves, or perhaps you are just pursuing projects, making changes. I think they can be pretty big ones normally, and this woman would normally be someone who is pretty close to you or who's involved in this situation. Now, the bear and coffin is an ending, and I have to say it could be a significant ending. The bear makes everything big and important, and the coffin is a card of endings. And the fox at the top can be a bit tricky because it is a card that is a bit deceptive, but it can also suggest that this has to do with a job. It's also likely that you have things to do and you're wrapping things up, and you have to bring them to a close. And I say that because the fox is a card of work and discipline, regardless if this is job related. It's got a way of getting things done. So it looks like there is something that comes to an end, and it can be a phase of sorts because we do have these big travel movement cards at the bottom. And like I said, who this person is kind of flexible. Usually she's someone who's pretty relevant to your situation. Now, in terms of work, I think you could be at the end of a project. Maybe you have to wrap things up with this person and bring them to a close. I think it's important to be careful, and I would avoid taking shortcuts, Gemini, because of the fox. In terms of relationships, I'm not so sure how well this relationship goes. Gemini, the fox at the top is not so great, and the coffin can suggest an element of distance, whether it's with the stork and coffin, ship and coffin, bear and coffin, or the fox. So really, in all combinations, the coffin is not a renewal or anything like that. It's more about something being closed off. The woman with the bear and fox, she can actually be someone like a boss or someone who has some authority. But also with the fox, it's important to be careful with this person. I also have to suggest that maybe she has certain intentions. Maybe she's trying to compete or something like that. So just be aware with the fox, Gemini. The ship, coffin, and fox is definitely the end of a project or the end of a job. Of course, it depends how you operate. So overall, Gemini, it looks like it's a good idea to bring something to a close. I'm not sure how enthusiastic you would be to continue with this. So I think the sooner you can wrap up your responsibilities or do with this person whatever needs to be done and move on, I think that's a good idea. And you might have things to do, and it's also possible that you can't move as fast as you want and that you have to follow a process. Again, I wouldn't take shortcuts. I would be careful. I would read between the lines. I would plan, and I would still move forward to get things done. So let me know what you make of these ideas, Gemini. Leave me your thoughts and comments. I think it's a bit of a curious spread, the way the cards combine. So I'd really look forward to your thoughts about this, who this woman is, what is it that's closing off, and what was this movement here? I'd be interested to know if you're willing to share. Thank you for tuning in, Gemini. Very best of luck with the week, and until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's do this pyramid with this exciting new deck, and let's see what is in store for you. Okay, Cancer, here is your lovely spread. We have some really beautiful cards here. We have the clover, the sun, and we have the stars right at the top. We also have the garden and ring, which is very much about a relationship. And we have the birds earlier here, which points to a conversation. So these are some really great cards, like right off the bat, and they are good cards for just about any context. The bird, clover, and sun is some very good news. There is news of wish fulfillment, positive feedback, and also the birds can bring excitement. So this could just be an all-around happy week where maybe you've achieved something great or you've completed something and you're just in a really good mood and just enjoying this energy. It's also a good week for conversations and discussions. In the next line, we have the garden and ring. The ring is right here on this woman's hand. And this is a great combination for a connection. It is classically the combination of weddings and proposals and marriage, but of course two cards for something so specific in my approach is not enough. But it is great for relationships, and it's also great for networking and making connections, and also being integrated within a space and being connected with people. And this is very much part of the positive energy, especially since we have the stars at the top, which is an all-around wish fulfillment card. It's another very bright card, just like the clover and sun. So it's another combination for success and achievement. And I also have to add, Cancer, that it's possible that you are popular and honored, and maybe there are bigger celebrations like that. Maybe you become more influential or famous in a certain area. These are possible. The bird with the garden and star is very much part of that. With the garden and star, we have that element of, because the star is so, it's higher up, and it has to do with the big dreams and the big goals. So you could achieve some really great things, and the bird can be about being with people, networking. So you will get some really good feedback, you will get appreciation. There's a lot of positive interaction here. So definitely be out there, Cancer. Be with this great space and these people who are supportive. I have to say that this is also a great combination for concerts and these kinds of events, that are out there and that involve, sound and noise and excitement. The sun, ring, and the star is wonderful for a relationship, and this could be achieving there's a lot of possibilities here. It could be that your connections are great, a personal relationship is great. You could also be in a wonderful routine. Your commitments are paying off. They're just really beautiful cards across the board. It's really enviable, Cancer, to get these cards. All of us would like these cards. So they apply in different contexts. Like I said, they're great for, networking and being with people. They're also great for personal relationships. So here a relationship materializes and you could be really fulfilled in it. It's great for work. It's great for, any other relationship in your life. And it's great for that idea of success and popularity, like I suggested. So lovely cards, Cancer. Let me know what you made of them. Let me know how they resonated with you. I hope all of this lovely stuff materializes for you this week and beyond. I look forward to your thoughts. Thank you, as always, for sharing, and thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Leo. Let's do your pyramid and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Leo, here is your pyramid, and we do have some bright cards. We have the sun, that is very bright. We also have the anchor, which is quite solid, but we do have earlier the whip, which is a challenging card, and we also see it with the mountain and the fox. So this is going to be a little bit challenging, but it sounds like you are going to overcome it, Leo, through strength and your sense of optimism. Now in the bottom row, we have the whip and mountain, and these are an obstacle combination, and also it has to do with breaking through the obstacles and overcoming them. And the sun is really lovely. It is really nice to see it in here because it is an all-around happy card. The anchor with the fox, this is a bit trickier because the fox tends to be a bit deceptive. It usually asks for caution. But the anchor is really nice to see in here because it tells us that you are going to be able to resolve this. It also tells us that you have good discipline and that you are going to be able to put some boundaries around people or situations that are a bit negative or that are not aligned with you. So that is a really nice message here. At the top, we have the garden, and the garden is a card of community, people, places, and spaces. And it sounds like you are going to be sticking with this place. It can be the job because of the fox. The fox is often a card of work, but it can be other situations as well. The idea of the anchor, fox, and garden is to stick with this place, to be disciplined, to be also careful and observant. So overall, we do have a sense of overcoming obstacles and also being able to size it down and put people in place, if you like, and have good boundaries around your space. So it can feel really empowering, actually, Leo. It can feel like you overcame an obstacle, you overcame some challenges, and you could feel strong now in your sense of space and your ability to put things in the right order and in the right place. The whip with the anchor and garden is also about this. The garden and anchor is very much about staying with the place. So with a challenging card like the whip earlier, it points to sticking with it despite the challenges. And that is, I think, a good thing. The sun with the fox and garden is also bright in the sense that you have a good strategy, and also you're successful with your work, and you are optimistic, and you have a positive mindset with these people, even though they're not 100% aligned with you. You know they are. You do have a good mindset about all of this. And again, these are really good cards for work. So you could land a job, actually. You could find yourself in a certain environment, or you could establish yourself more strongly where you are. So these are really good cards to overcome things like, colleagues who are not great and who are trying to encroach on your space. Other kinds of obstacles, finding your sense of self and your sense of space, and creating good boundaries around different things so that you have your space and you're able to do your work in a nice and predictable way. So these are nice cards. I think there's also a strong sense of productivity, of being able to achieve things and to be in a space of consistency and routine that seems to be in a healthy spot here. Let me know what you make of these ideas. I think it's more about your practical life and not so much about personal things. But I look forward to your thoughts and feedback about this, Leo. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you as always for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello Virgo, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's do this pyramid with this new deck and let's see what is in store for you. Okay, Virgo, here is your pyramid. It's looking pretty bright. We have some nice cards. We have the fish, which is very much about money, and with the child and cross, there can be some important things happening for you financially. They're not the brightest of cards, but there is a sense of longevity and a sense of importance that I have to say comes with the cards. So the child and cross can be a very important start for you. It has to do with your money, your work, your business, and this could be pretty exciting. But also, Virgo, maybe you're in for some decisions, possibly sacrifices. I'm not seeing challenging cards with the cross to suggest that, but possibly so. The dog with the woman points to a friend, and the tower can be a card from the past. So perhaps this is someone you reconnect with from the past, or perhaps the relationship lasts over the long term. Now, because we have the fish, the dog and woman can represent something related to your work, your money, your business. Maybe it's a colleague, maybe it's a job or a collaboration. She could be a customer, and she could be someone who supports you with your goals or this new beginning. And the tower can also mean that it has to do with something more specialized, and it can be something more legal or administrative. So she could be someone who offers you insight and support in these ways. It's also possible that the tower represents the organization or the company where you collaborate, where you get the job, or where you have this opportunity. That's why I think the cards are bright, is because they suggest support and they suggest something important that can affect the long term. And in the absence of challenging cards, I think that's a good thing for the fish. Now, the fish with the dog and tower, like we said, this can point to a long-term commitment, and it could be a customer, maybe from the past, or a person from the past. And the cross with the woman and tower, well, the woman and tower and the dog and tower are sort of similar because both of these are people cards. The cross, though, suggests importance and possibly a decision. Maybe this person is the one who makes the decision, and it's possible that you have to, you sort of depend on her for this opportunity and this new beginning that we see here. So overall, I think these are exciting cards, but I don't think they're fast cards, Virgo. So it does take a bit of time maybe for things to materialize. And as they do, they sort of stretch a little bit over time, probably beyond the week. I would say it's important to have good communication with this person. And also, Virgo, if you need to consult with someone expert, then do that. If you have to make a decision about this important new beginning that affects your money, your business, your work, or other practical areas in your life, then this might be a person you go to for this. So overall, this person can take on different roles in this situation, but I think in general it is a helpful role. Again, they're not the brightest of cards, but it is someone who seems to be on top of things, someone expert, and someone at a higher level that can provide you with those sorts of insights. And I hope this new beginning materializes for you. Now, in case this is a personal relationship, and I'm not so inclined to be honest with you, Virgo, I think this is a bit distant. It's not the warmest of relationships, and there can be a more or less materialistic aspect to it. So again, I don't think this is personal. I think it's more about someone who helps you in some other practical area of your life. But let me know how you resonated with these cards, who this person is, and what this is about. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Thank you for tuning in, Virgo. Very best of luck with the week. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Libra. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's do this pyramid and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Libra, here is your pyramid. It is looking mostly neutral. The thing about the cards is the coffin at the top. The coffin is a card of endings, and I think it all seems to build up to this. Now, in the bottom line, we have the house with the tower and lily. So this can be a place from the past, possibly a job or a career from the past. And it could also point to elderly or senior people or people in authority within a certain space. Now, the cards are neutral. They don't really tell us if it feels good, if it feels challenging, but it does refer to these people. It can also point to, like I said, a place from the past. So maybe here there is an opportunity to reconnect with this place. And actually, the rider and anchor in the middle row can very much suggest that. The rider is a card of news, and the anchor is about arrival. So you could be reconnecting with someone. And the thing about the coffin is that it takes the reading in a different direction. It points to an ending. So I have to wonder here, Libra, if maybe you are going back to something for closure, or making sure if something needs to be closed off at this point. And the answer is probably yes, because we have the coffin at the top. So the rider and anchor can also suggest that maybe you do your part to ensure that something is closed off and then close it off. And also the cards suggest to bring something to completion. It's possible that this has been dragging or taking time. And I think at this point with the rider and anchor, you want to be you want to be really focused to bring this to a close. And I think you'll be able to do this. I think you will be successful with this, Libra. I don't see obstacles or challenges. I just think that you need to commit to bring this to a conclusion. Now, the house with the rider and coffin, again, points to completing something, with the coffin after the rider. It's like you arrive at the end of the journey. And with the house here, it can mean that it is something that you are doing within this space, you are completing within this space. But I also suspect that there could be relationships or certain involvements that you need to wrap up. And also another way we could see this is that maybe someone who's due to visit doesn't. So there is some kind of absence with the coffin. I think that could also be part of why you wrap things up and you bring it to a close. The lily, anchor, and coffin is very much the end of a phase. The lily and tower is about the long term, and the lily by itself is about, the bigger life picture, these bigger phases in our life. And the lily and coffin is a completion. So very, very clear here that you want to bring a phase to completion. And I think, Libra, you want to focus until you get this done. Now, the cards don't tell us in what area. It can be something in relation to home, But you know, the house is quite flexible, so that might not be the best way to read the card, the house. So it can apply in any context. It could be in relation to something you're doing at work, something you're doing elsewhere in your life. Now, in terms of personal relationships, I think these cards can always be a bit more challenging. But in terms of relationships, there might be, again, that element of closure. Now, I'm not really seeing that the relationship stays moving forward. That's not really what I'm seeing. It's possible, but the focus of your cards is really on the closure and the idea of closing something off, and I would say letting go. And I think this affects your life as a whole as well, not just the relationship or the situation, because we have cards like the Tower, Anchor, and Coffin, and Lily. You know, they're slower, longer term kind of cards, especially these two. So let me know what you make of this, Libra. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you as always for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's deal out your pyramid and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Scorpio, here is your pyramid, and I have to say it is looking really bright. We do have the clouds, which is a little bit challenging. It tends to bring some confusion, some tension, but the rest of the cards are so bright. We have the clover and the lovely key at the top. So regardless of what the clouds is doing, I think overall you're going to have a pretty good week with some lovely achievement here. We have the clover, dog, and clouds, and the dog with the clouds brings tension with a person. We also have it with the ring, so this brings into the picture a relationship. And there seems to be a bit of tension here, maybe some misunderstanding and just a lack of clarity. Now, the clover earlier is lovely because it is reassuring, and it also encourages you not to have a negative attitude or to have, so much doubt. It's kind of not necessary. The ship and ring is lovely for a relationship, for a commitment, and for some kind of continuation here. The ship is very much about forward movement. It also has a lot of enthusiasm. So it encourages you to pursue this relationship or this commitment. So like I said at the outset, the clouds are really not a huge deal. It might be a few things that need to be ironed out, some things to be clarified. And as we see in the other lines and the lovely key at the top and the clover here, you overcome this. So move ahead with this relationship or this commitment because it looks like it's going to pay off. And the beautiful key at the top, this is a card of success and unlocking potential, breakthroughs, and just all around, a sense of brilliance and achievement. So these are really nice cards. I think you can overcome any of the differences with this person, pursue this project to success. And if this is about the relationship itself, I think you will find that you do well and you're able to move forward and there is understanding. So I really think whatever issues are brought by the clouds are going to be easily overcome. Now the clover with the ship and key is lovely. This is all around success. You are definitely on the right track. This is definitely going to pay off. And the clouds, ring, and key, like we said, is overcoming the doubts in the relationship. Understanding, resolutions, all of it is coming through here. Now, I think the cards seem to be oriented towards maybe your practical area, but no, to be honest, I think it can go both ways. I was saying that because the ship is very much about projects and sales and trade. It is dynamic in this way, but it is equally a great card for relationships. So whether this is about relationships or your projects and other areas, I think you're on the right track. You can resolve your differences with this person and achieve your goals. And hopefully you will at least start to do this within the week. Let me know what you make of these lovely cards, Scorpio. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you as always for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's do your pyramid and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Sagittarius, here is your pyramid and it's looking a little bit challenging. We have the mouse here and the clouds and the bird. It does bring a bit of anxiety and nervousness. We have the Child as well. It is a bright card, but with the Mouse, it does bring a few issues here, kicking something off. And with the Fish, it's a card of money, work, and business. So you could have a bit of struggle, Sagittarius, with getting something off the ground, something that is related to your money, your business, or your work. So it might be a good idea to, first of all, so it might be a good idea to take this opportunity and find out what it is that is not so solid in your plan, or what the issues are, so you can iron them out. The Clouds with the Tower can suggest some issues with the management, maybe also legal admin things. So it's a good idea to look in this area. And it is a very good idea to read the fine print, ask the right questions, and get into the details, Sagittarius, so that there are no surprises. Now, the bird at the top is actually helpful because it is a card of conversation. So I see where all of this is going, and it's really not dramatic. I think it's just highlighting issues for you so that you can deal with them. And the bird is a card of conversations. And so it is very much an encouragement for you to ask questions, seek answers, and negotiate and find out what are the issues. So that's actually helpful, okay? And even if you don't see anything right now, you know, if you do a bit of digging, maybe you'll uncover interesting things, and these can bring up questions so that you can answer them. So I think this is actually a helpful reading, even though it carries a few challenging cards, and they're not very dramatic, but they're still helpful cards that encourage you to find things out, ask questions, have conversations so that you can iron out any of those doubts or of the issues that are in the way of you kicking off this venture or this project, whatever exactly it is. The Child with the Clouds and Bird is similar to what we said. The Clouds and Birds can be a bit of a tense conversation, but in the broader context here, I think it's more about this clarification that is needed. So this seems to be in the way of getting something off the ground. And the Fish, Tower, and Birds is great for negotiating with people at the top. I think you could be in for a work project or something that's related to your business, and even a job, and such opportunities. So it's a good idea to talk with experts or people who are in the know, and also to look at all things admin, legal, if it applies. So I think this is overall a helpful spread. It's really giving you a lot of guidance. I think the takeaway is that maybe it's not a great idea to get something off the ground this week. And I think if you do, you'll get these obstacles that come up, or the issues that come up that will help you to circle back and to iron things out and to clarify things better. So definitely a week for taking a step back and having that conversation, Sagittarius, so that you can eventually get this off the ground. I think it's good to do your due diligence and to get into the details. And I think this is mostly about work or practical things, admin things, legal things. We're not really seeing relationships, you know, there's no warmth in these cards, you know, they're more practical in that sense. So let me know what you make of them, Sagittarius. Let me know how you resonated with them. Are you going to go ahead and clarify things, or did you try to get something off the ground and it sort of didn't work out? I look forward to your thoughts and your perspective. Thank you as always for tuning in. Very best of luck with the week. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Capricorn, let's do your pyramid and let's see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Capricorn, here is your pyramid, and it's looking mostly neutral. We have a couple of challenging cards. We have the Clouds and the Mice. So these bring up some challenges. We also have the Man, which is a person who is involved in this picture, and maybe this is someone whom you know, whose support you need, or perhaps these are the issues are with this person, and this is what you're figuring out this week. So in the bottom row, we have the Clouds, the Tower, and the Man. And the Clouds and Tower can suggest a long-standing situation that has been challenging, and this man can be someone who is involved in it. Often the Man and Tower suggest someone who is expert. It could be someone who's involved with admin, legal things, and it looks like it is someone whom you consult for this situation. It can also be someone you have the trouble with. So it could be someone you've known a long time, and maybe there are some standing issues with this person. The Stork and Mouse is very much about solving problems and getting to work on them. But at the same time, Capricorn, I have to say that the Mouse can sort of dampen the enthusiasm of the Stork. So you might want to pick up and do something, but I think that there are still obstacles and they are getting in the way. They can slow things down, and they're definitely in focus to be resolved in order to move forward. Now, the road is actually nice at the top. It's a neutral card. It's neither positive or challenging, but it's nice to see it here because it is a card of flow and movement after the bumps that we see here. And yes, they are bumps, so they're not huge problems, okay? The Clouds and Mouse, they are smaller problems. And again, it's nice to see the road because there is movement, there is forward movement. We certainly see this on this side of the triangle with the Clouds, Stork, and road. So after the challenges, you're able to see through them and move forward. There can also be moves and travels and those sorts of activities. So be prepared to respond, Capricorn, and to be ready to get to work on the issues here. The man with the Mouse and road is similar, sort of, because of the road. We do have the issues here with this person. So he could be the one who's a bit problematic, or he could be someone who supports you with this, just like we saw in the bottom row. But again, you overcome the issues, or you move ahead regardless of the issues, and you pursue your goals, or you're able to move forward in whatever is your specific situation here. Now, the cards, I'm not so sure this person is about personal relationships. I think it's more something else because of the Tower. And so I think it has to do with something in your practical life, maybe work, maybe something else. If this is about a personal relationship, Capricorn, the cards can be a bit more sour. The Mouse with the man can suggest trust issues, and the Tower and man, and the Clouds, Tower and man can suggest a sense of distance. And I don't think you're on the same page with this person if this is about a more one-on-one thing, Capricorn. So this can mean that you move on, yeah? And yes, we're not seeing a break off or a breakup, we're not seeing these very strong cards, but it's bumpy. It's not really, there isn't really a connection. And I have to say that the road, in relationships, it tends to be more of the single type and not so much the committed type. So let me know what you make of these ideas, Capricorn. Let me know if this was something personal or something else, and how you were able to hopefully resolve these issues, or at least get going while you resolve them. As always, I look forward to your perspective. Thank you for tuning in, Capricorn. Very best of luck with the week. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Aquarius, let's get into your pyramid layout and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Aquarius, here is your pyramid, and somehow it seems to, if I recall correctly, last week also had some challenges with a woman. No, am I mistaken? So we're seeing a few challenges here, Aquarius. We have the whip, Stork, and snake at the top. The Stork isn't challenging, but the whip and snake are. And we have the woman with the house, and so this can bring in some relationships into the picture, and it looks like the challenges are with this person. At the bottom, we have the woman, flowers, and house, and this would be a nice combination. It can point to having good times with people, but I have to say that afterwards, things sour a little bit, and it looks like you could part ways. So I think that an initial relationship that seemed promising, or maybe after some events or some celebrations or some other nice activities, it looks like there are challenges. The whip and Stork is very much a challenge. With people, it tends to represent an argument. It can be something like competition and probably of the unhealthy type and things like that. It can also be something like locking horns, I have to say. And the snake at the top suggests a different approach. It suggests moving away and letting go. So after the challenges between you and this person, I think probably, with this person, after these challenges, you move into a separate direction, and there's like a silence, so it's probable that you don't speak with each other, or you go in separate ways. Now, looking at this pyramid, it's the most likely scenario is that the issue is with the person. so it's between you and this person, so it's personal. But it's possible that other things get in the way and they interrupt the fun that we see in the bottom line, and you have to sort of move away and take care of that. It's a less likely scenario, but it's still possible. The woman with the whip and snake is challenging. So again, that's why I felt it's most likely tying into this person. The snake is often deceptive with people. It can also be a third party, like a love triangle when it comes to love relationships. So this is someone who could be doing stuff behind your back. I can't dismiss the possibility that you're the third party, Aquarius. It happens. And so maybe that's the challenge as well. The house with the stork and snake is definitely moving away from this environment. It didn't seem to be a toxic environment at first. I mean, we have the flowers and house here, but the issue with this person can cause you to leave from this space or this situation. So these are somewhat challenging cards, Aquarius, and I think some relationship or something can fall through. And the answer is definitely to let it go and to move on. So I think you might have tried to lock horns or to, argue about things like we see in the whip and stork, but I think eventually you just drop it and you move on. And it sounds like that's the better thing to do. So like I said, the relationship can be in any context. In terms of work, there can be challenges with colleagues or anyone else in the work environment. And I think you might try to make a case, or, you'll have a conversation with someone, but I think, it's going to be dropped. In personal relationships, the cards can be a bit more toxic, just because of the nature of things, and also because of the snake and whip. So I think this is more or less a fallout. Okay. And again, don't hang on, say what you need to say, but at some point, Aquarius, you need to move on and let it go. So a bit challenging here, Aquarius. Let me know what you made of these cards, if this resonated with you. I hope you're able to size it down and move on and take care of your own things. Let me know in the comments. I look forward to your perspective. Thank you as always for tuning in, Aquarius. Very best of luck with the week. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Pisces, let's get into your pyramid layout. Let's see what this week has in store for you. Okay, Pisces, here is your pyramid. It is looking really bright. We have the beautiful stars and we have the tree and anchor. And these are really nice, strong, solid cards. We are looking at wish fulfillment and also a sense of blooming and things growing. And there is a sense of stability, I have to say. The mountain, tower, tree, and anchor are all really stable cards. So it looks like you're building on the right foundation and things are growing in the right direction. You've put in the groundwork and now you should be able to see this effort bloom and things heading in the right direction. So the mountain, tree, and anchor, this can actually, yes, it is about blooming and a sense of strength, like we said. And if the mountain represents an obstacle, it's very clear that you're going to overcome them. It might take a bit of time, but consistency is key, and I think you'll get to the other side of this. But the line also suggests some kind of foothold or location in a different part, some kind of foothold in another place, another country, or just farther from where you are. And it sounds like you could settle in there for some time, and you're hanging in there, and you could build on this in this space. The tower and stars are lovely for achieving. This is very much about reaching the top, and there is a sense of a fulfillment. You could also be appreciated by those at the top, because the tower is often a card of authority and influence and people who are up there. And with the star, you could get a lot of appreciation or support. But at the same time, Pisces, you could be the one who is, getting promoted or achieving the next level, or really, shining and getting at those goals. The book at the top is really interesting because it has a different dimension from all of this lovely stuff here. The book is often a card of knowledge, learning, It's also great for creativity, writing, research, and all of these nice things. So maybe this is an area where you're gonna shine, and maybe you share information, or you write, you teach, you research, you do all of these things, and it could be a really great opportunity to express yourself in these ways. And if you already do this, then I think you can see a lot of success. The book is also a card of the unknown, so that's really interesting, and it's interesting to see it at the top of your spread. I'm not so sure it aligns with what we said. I think it's more about opening up in this context than closing off, especially with this deck, because as you can see, let me bring this closer. The book is open, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's the beautiful Japanese wave. It's just this iconic Japanese wave. When we do the book review, we'll get into this lovely design. So I think it's more about opening here, sharing, teaching, expressing, writing, all of this creative stuff, and not so much the unknown. That's what I think makes most sense with the pyramid and with all of these beautiful blooming cards. So definitely, Pisces, commit to the path of this expression. Definitely put it out there, and you've got everything it takes. You're building on the right foundations. It's blooming. It's really aligned with you. So share what you've got, whatever it is, and you might be surprised as to the beautiful results. And also your achievements, they can be in this area, like we said, but your achievements could also open doors. So really beautiful cards. The Mountain with the Tower and Book, this can point to something that has to do with the deep past, because the Tower and Mountain can represent the deep past. So I wonder here, Pisces, if maybe you're picking up on a project and pursuing something that you'd been doing for some time. Could be a good time to get to this. The Anchor with the Stars and Book is lovely for success and achievement, and also it is great for a sense of expertise and knowledge, shining with your passion and this book situation here. So again, I think these are great cards for creativity. They're great cards for blooming, for doing well. At work, we could be looking at a promotion. In other areas, there is a sense of abundance. And really nice cards for all around achievement. And, just assuming for a minute if that the book has to do with something unknown, I think you might want to just keep an open mind, because you are already in a very strong foundation. And so whatever comes, I think you'll be prepared for it, Pisces. Certainly with such a bright mindset and space and I would say even aura and energy, you can process things in a very effective way. So really, really nice cards. Let me know what you make of them, Pisces. I certainly hope all of this lovely energy resonates with you. Let me know how it played out. As always, I look forward to your perspective. Thank you for tuning in, Pisces. Very best of luck with the week. And until next time, take very good care of yourself.